So a list was sent to me this morning. I think it was just an email I get from multiple website news organizations. I think it was the Jewish Insider, but I get some from non-Jewish ones, you know. But in any event, I got it. It had a long list of people who were going to Qatar, where Qatar was paying for first-class travel and hotels and meals, and some people were actually getting paid a ton to speak at Qatar, to interview other people at Qatar. Mr. Producer, what do you think Qatar would pay me to support Qatar? It would be tens of millions of dollars, don't you think? Do you agree with me? If we can just shut this Levin the hell up, we give him 10 million, 50 million, 100 million. And let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. There are lowlives and sleeballs and grifters in this business who would take it in 2 seconds. Not me. Not me. And so I look at this list. I don't even know if it's a complete list. It's a very long list. Top business executives, more politicians, podcasters like Tucker Carlson, people in various think tanks, people I know who are even Israel supporters, some considered hawks. And they're really working really hard as Qatar to buy as many people as they can. That's what they're doing. They've got the Formula One race in Qatar. So I got to thinking about this, America. You and I are getting screwed big time here. Mr. and Mrs. America. Now, why do I say that? Does this help any of you? Many of you are in the car, you're in your truck, you're going home after a long week, can't wait for the weekend. You've got people in business, in politics, in these Washington think tanks, podcasters, so-called self-appointed influencers, who go over to Qatar. It's a Potemkin country. They see all the flashy stuff, all the wealth, all the enormous money. They don't go to the back streets and see over 1 million indentured servants, people from other parts of the third world who do all the work in Qatar. They just see the Lamborghinis and the really fancy malls and the Van Cleef and Arpels, jewelry and all that. Wow, this is just great. Unbelievable. And they're over there talking with each other, playing golf with each other, playing tennis with each other, watching Formula One races with each other. CNN is over there. Oh, they're all over. They're having a blast. Again, I know some of them. Some of them are my acquaintances. A couple of them are friends. Most of them are not. Vast majority are not. All walks of life. Now, do you think Qatar's doing that because they really want to improve American business or American sports? They really want to improve America's colleges and universities. That's why they pour tens of billions of dollars into our schools and so forth. Qatar really it's sort of a massive philanthropic operation. It wants to give us stuff and trillions of dollars and on. What's this all about? And how does it benefit you, Mr. and Mrs. America? Not one damn bit. People are getting enormously rich off of Qatar. People are having all kinds of luxuries thrown at them by Qatar. They're having a blast. They're having the time of their lives. This is what revolutions are made of. Now, what am I talking about? Our ruling class and our elites are being paid enormous sums of money, are being treated to unbelievable luxuries. Some of them are having investments made in their businesses, loans are paid off. Others of them are getting enormous fees for going to Qatar and speaking at Qatar. You've got entertainers going over there. You've got sports figures going over there. It's just unbelievable. It's it's not a winter wonderland, of course. It's a desert wonderland. It's a Disneyland. And this is a country that spends more money on terrorism than any other country on the face of the earth. This is a country that provides money as fuel to the Muslim Brotherhood. The Muslim Brotherhood, with its different tributaries, Hamas, Islamic Jihad, Al-Qaeda. They support the Taliban and ISIS and so forth and so on. Qatar, as I've told you many times, people in New York in particular, but all over the country should pay attention to this. Qatar, who gave a fake job, salary, an apartment, and protection to KSM, who within 2 years later would be the mastermind behind 9/11. And when the FBI was on his trail, as I've told you, they helped scurry him out of the country, where he decapitated Daniel Pearl of the Wall Street Journal on film, you remember? And then he led 15 out of 19 of the hijackers. Well, 19, but 15 were Saudis. I'll deal with them another day. Right now I'm focused on Qatar, because Qatar now is brazen and out in the open and in your face about what they're doing. And then when you apparently talk to members of the royal family, if they'll let you talk to them, they just lie. They just blatantly lie. We had nothing to do with that. These are all lies being told about us. And now we have influencers, podcasters, the Tucker Carlson types, the zombies of Qatar. And others now, members of Congress, members of think tanks, the elites, the ruling class, who are all now in the back pocket of Qatar. The idea that the Jews have all the money, I mean, that's been disproven, hasn't it? The Arabs have all the money. I keep hearing they're giving us trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars. The Crown Prince, the inbred from Saudi Arabia, said, no, I'm going to increase the money I'm bringing into the United States from $600 billion to $1 trillion. Fantastic. Qatar, we can improve that. $5 trillion. Oh, that's just unbelievable. And none of you are going to see a penny of it. All these promises. They've destroyed 100, 150, some cases 200 years of work in our colleges and universities. They've destroyed our academies for our children and grandchildren. They're now targeting K through 12 to destroy our government schools. They've targeted our Congress. They've targeted all administrations, both parties. So they're on both sides of the tracks, the terrorists and the West. Why are they doing that? Because they're trying to lull the West, buy the West into a situation where the West is simply not psychologically or otherwise prepared to deal with this. Do a state of compliance. Folks, I have a question for you. Do you believe America's best days are still ahead? With the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence coming up in less than a year, my friends at the Heritage Foundation are taking stock of the current situation, and they need your input. They've launched a survey on America's future to gauge how Americans feel right now about where we are as a nation and where we're headed in the next 250 years. You know, for decades, your American values have been under attack, but now, with President Trump's administration in office, we have an opportunity to turn the tide and usher in a new golden age for America. But the Heritage Foundation needs to hear from you. What policies do patriots like you most care about? What do you believe are the defining principles of America? What legacy do you believe we should pass on to the next generation? Please visit heritage.org/Levin today and share your feedback and help shape the future of America. That's heritage.org/LEVIN. Paid for by the Heritage Foundation. You don't see much going on, do you, about Qatar money going into our colleges and universities? Has Congress passed a bill to stop that? No. Why not? Why not? No executive orders on nothing. Zero. Why? Qatar is buying into hospitals, to medical schools, $5 million to the Medal of Honor Museum. See that? Now, why do they care about our Medal of Honor recipients? They could care less. But they want you to think that they're really a tremendous ally as they pay for our destruction from within. I want to emphasize the point. When it comes to Qatar, I'm the populist. I'm the one telling you, tens of millions of you and all my fellow Americans, you get nothing from Qatar. Oh, they're going to invest in our country. As I said, it won't help any of you. The assembly line worker, the electrician, the plumber, the truck driver, the cop, the firefighter, the restaurateurs, the surgeons, the lawyers, well, maybe some lawyers, but you get the point. The people who make this country work, you, Mr. and Mrs. America, you'll see none of this. Meanwhile, people are becoming multi-billionaires. Billions put into their funds, billions put into their businesses, hundreds of millions of dollars put into their pockets. In fact, Carlson's first investor, I wrote it down here somewhere, Mr. Producer. I know I did because you gave it to me yesterday. Oh, yes. Omid Malik. He goes over there last week and in public, in front of the seminar, in front of members of the royal family, says, and one of our first investments was the Tucker Carlson network. I posted what the man said, and then one of his friends, Alex somebody or other, who's apparently in the inner circle, he comes out and says, stop dragging him into this. Stop smearing him. Dragging him into what? A link to his own words. What's he doing? He's saying that. Why is he bragging to a terrorist regime, a monarchy, overseas that one of his first investments was Tucker Carlson? Because we know why. It turns out this guy, Alex, Mr. Producer, he's over there too. A Wall Street guy. Wall Street's happy. Professional athletics are happy. The media are happy. The lobbyists, the law firms, all happy. People making millions and billions. They're all happy. And you're getting screwed. You're getting screwed. You get none of this. It benefits none of us. I'm not talking about welfare payments and redistribution of wealth. I'm saying it doesn't do a damn thing for our society. And by the way, where does this money come from in the first place? Who the hell buys most of the natural gas from Qatar? We do. So it's just recirculated money, mostly out of your wallets and purses. That's the truth. Our friend Ted Cruz has been really one of the great leaders in this battle. He posted that Carlson was over there, and over there, Mediaite, a guy by the name of Kobe Hall, who's now on CNN, so he's hardly objective. Guy has a very thin background, and nonetheless, he runs the place over there for Dan Abrams. And then there's a guy named Charles Nash who writes for them, a real left-winger and very low IQ. I've had to deal with this guy in the past myself. He points out, wait a minute, some of these people that are going to this event actually work for Ted. I thought to myself, what kind of candy-ass clip is that? Headline is that? I just said in my own case, I know people, acquaintances, and a couple of friends who are over there now, and I strongly disagree with them. They're not anti-Semites. They're not Jew haters. They're not Israel haters. They're not America haters. They're not pushing Sharia law. They're not doing any of that stuff that Carlson's doing. So, of course, Ted Cruz focused on Carlson. Because the people we know, who I believe shouldn't be there, but there they are, what can I do? They're not going to now turn into Jew haters and promoting Sharia law and all the rest. He is. Unequivocally. He's Qatar's best friend in the media. Best friend, bar none. He's Putin's best friend in the media, bar none. He's Iran's best friend in the American West media, bar none. Bar none. So why wouldn't the senator focus on that? Because it further underscores the ties that the reprobate has with the inbreds that is the royal family of Qatar. But the bottom line is, you, the American people, in my view, you see the ruling class, you see the elites of business and academia and media and politics and all the rest. They're making a fortune. They're making connections. They're, at least for a period of time, living in lavish luxury. Well, you break your ass every day and told how wonderful Qatar is while they're destroying your kids' minds.